welcome to Critical Tumblr, where a bunch of longtime friends and nerdy-ass Tumblr users transcend geography through the power of Skype to play Dungeons & Dragons, and critically fumble a lot. Unfortunately, Gally, who plays Nora, our human paladin, cannot be with us today, which is a little problematic, but can't be avoided, so all our thoughts are with her at the moment, but now I have to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. Okay. Main reason this is such a source of concern is that after much bouncing around, trying to pick up various bits of stock, potions, food, a rather splendid sword, other bits of weaponry, and just generally get their heads in some kind of order. The Cupcake Coterie have finally made their way back to where it all began, the town of Star Coast, which is currently enveloped by, well, frankly, death fog. And worse, because it seems to do horrible things to the people in it. One of the things that the group had to do was pick up protection from such. Thus, they are now the only people, as far as they're aware, that can go in without being horrifically mutated in some way. Before going there, they stopped at the Hearth to get some insight into what the hell they're supposed to do when they get there, see if they can make the place stop. They were pointed at the heart of Star Coast, the heart of the barony, which apparently is the mood of the place made manifest in some way, shape, or form. They also discovered that they also discovered what the heart of a barony looks like, and found out, much to their shock and kind of horror, that the box that they had been asked to take from Vendron's hold back in Goldendale was actually the heart of Goldendale. So Hazel is still meebling over the fact that she had her hands on the heart of her barony and nearly put it in a bag of holding, the results of which she's still not entirely sure about, but she's very glad she didn't find out. So currently they stand on the edge of the foggy area of the Star Coast, just at the verge where Petunia's protection has led them to effectively deciding what to do, how they are going to proceed.
So, who's going first?
Nora looks at you all and just, I'll do it. And steps into the fog. Just stepping over the flowers, it's kind of amazing. You go from being able to see her clear as day to only seeing this vague shape in the mist. And then she steps back out, going, okay, that worked. It's not very nice, just to warn you ahead of time. It's kind of... The feeling is kind of creepy. Maybe we'll get used to it. I don't know.
I'm taking a running start and going through it.
Hazel, back up. Actually, no. You know what? Fuck it. Give me an athletics check.
Athletic check away! That is a 12.
You manage not to trip over the flowers or your own feet. There is a little bit of stagger as you land, at least in part because it feels so creepy. Seriously, just there's this general feeling of something is sort of trying to creep into your skin. It's not succeeding, but it's this little gribbly feeling of blah. It's kind of like incorporeal spiders.
That does not feel good. That does not feel good.
Might as well get this over with. And
Yeah,
I'll step across
same.
with not quite the enthusiasm as Hazel, but a bit more carefully, but pretty much just walk up, hop, and
Yeah, the feeling is the same for all of you. It really is just this general sensation of incorporeal spiders creeping. Flitty is sort of huddled up on Firth's shoulder, going, "Yick!" That requires no translation. That's not draconic. That's just this noise of absolute horror, and yeah, this is not a happy. This is not a happy tiny dragon. Really, it is not. At which point, Nora comes back out and going, "Okay. Did anyone think to save any of the supplies for the people at the Piecemeal?" I'm going to assume that Hazel probably did.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm... Currently, the Palor's beacon is making some really unimpressed noises. And Nora's going, "I think I need to sort this out. I'm right at the edge here, so if anything starts getting hinky, I can just step over the line and be okay. I'm a little worried about you guys, but I don't want to take this any further into the fog while it's still bitching at me. I'm going to stay here. Go to the Piecemeal. Darvin, you still know where it is, right?"
Yeah, assuming that the changes that have been made to the physicality is just the people and not locations of things.
I'll yeah, okay.
Assuming the buildings haven't actually moved, yes, I know where it is.
That's kind of a horrifying thought. But yeah, go find out how they're doing. Maybe see if we can be of any kind of help to them, and if you can measure the basic distance between there and the next, I don't know, bit of clear ground, so we can see if we can get them out without, before we do anything. I don't think they're going to be in great shape.
I don't anticipate that being the case.
I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will meet you all back there as soon as I can. If you need to go anywhere, leave a message with someone or something. I'm really sorry. I don't like leaving you to have to walk this on your own, but we're gonna need this.
We've got it.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
And she sits down in sort of quasi-meditative stance just to get herself and everything else more or less sorted out. Does look a little worriedly at you all as you leave, but yeah,
Once more under the beach.
So how are you going? Are you just walking? Are you being stealthy? Are you...
I would say let's err on the side of stealth, because we don't know what things are where, and yeah.
I agree.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Okay, roll me stealth.
Oh dear.
Sneak, 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 doing the sneak.
Double
That is
15.
20 somehow.
16.
You rolled a 19. Okay. Let me. Others. Okay. 1 second. Everything was closed. So let's see. Where's.
Yeah,
Bill's?
but consider what my average rolls are.
Somehow, clarity is the. One imagines that she is somewhat hampered by the fact that it is very dark and very foggy, and her eyes are still faintly glowing, and so every so often you look and you see this little glimmer of ember, and it's just oh right, clarity. It's understandable to be slightly jumpy at this point, just on the basis of
Where we are.
in any case, you make your way down the roads, and while you're pretty sure the buildings haven't moved, you're not 100% sure because you can't visually verify. You can just about make out shapes about 10 feet in front of you. Beyond that, it's very difficult to see. So all you get are looming shapes, and occasionally something will move a little ways from you, and you can about see the movement, but you can't necessarily tell what it is. And also, every so often, there are noises, just these noises coming from, and it's almost impossible to tell the direction as well because the echoes from the buildings and the fog. It's a stressful few minutes.
At the first noise, I put my hand on my stomach and go, "Oh, that was me." Okay.
That was not you.
That's worse.
Oh dear.
That's worse. That's that.
About halfway there is another noise, and while direction is a little bit difficult, you can also tell it's from somewhere above.
What the?
Oh God.
I dropped straight to the ground.
I think they're flying, or at least they're above us.
I am prone.
Get.
The cloak is the displacer cloak is now like completely unfurled from where it was sort of wrapped up.
Unfortunately, Hazel has sort of landed in organic material of questionable origin.
Oh dear.
It probably used to be a living being at one point, and now it's kind of sludge.
Yeah. Ew.
That noise comes, you're pretty sure it was from the left. And it seems to be getting closer. Hazel just made a terrible lot of noise.
Hazel, shut up!
Because
You're
that's
getting us
helping.
found. Let's go find the thing, the place. Hurry up!
Can we see what it is that's coming?
No, unfortunately,
Okay.
it's too foggy.
Well, they're not.
Yeah,
I'm getting up and trying to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, Hazel's face is dripping with.
I'm gonna
Whatever.
press the station.
Well, to be fair, you don't know if that that protection extends to whatever might end up getting ingested. So whatever is probably not the best answer.
Oh no, I mean like with whatever it is what I meant.
I'm gonna.
Oh, I see what you
Just,
Yeah.
slough it off. Hopefully.
Hazel's face now faintly smells of violets because prestidigitation is weird.
Beats the alternative. Don't do that again. Look before you drop.
Eventually, given those rolls, you manage to. It actually is really weird. You. The flowers are the first thing you see clearly in the fog, and the only light in the entire area that you see are the ones burning through the fog surrounding the building. Which brings us to new map for the piecemeal. By the way, and Antheus, best
Yep.
recommendation you have ever given. Thank you so much.
Oh,
But the mapping software?
Yes.
The
It beats the living crap out of the far more
Dungeon
expensive
Painter.
bit. Yeah, that comes from Dungeon Painter. I am very happy with it. And it is
Nice.
so much easier than what I usually use. Oh my god. Anyway, yes. You're all kind of, I'm not going to bother with putting markers down, but you're all sort of coming from that general direction. So that way. So mostly what you get is fog and flowers and a couple of little lights burning in the windows.
I'm heading straight.
Which you can just about see through.
I'm going to make my way towards the main door.
I'm just gonna head straight for the flowers and hop over and then look around.
Okay, so you're gonna end up what? There?
Well, yeah, exactly. Basically, just end up right there and out of the fog and look around and take okay, moment.
This whole area within the flowers looks remarkably untouched. There's still a couple of ale barrels. You're standing right next to the still that makes the impeccable whiskey. And here is fine. It's the way it always was when you were first occasionally playing here.
Okay, I'll follow, step over the flowers, and after doing so, make sure I don't have any gunk or anything on me that would be bad to have inside there.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you guys are predominantly fine, and Hazel, however, Hazel's heading for the front door.
I'm gonna look her over and stop her for a second, look her over, make sure she's cleaned up pretty well.
Because all down the front is gunk of questionable origin. It's difficult to tell exactly what it came from. It was just the face that Darvin cleaned up as a matter of urgency. Keep in mind, her cloak is black. So it was a little bit difficult to tell, but mostly it was just in the heat of the moment. It was get it out of her face, get it away from her eyes, her mouth, her nose.
Yeah, exactly.
So Hazel starts booking it around for. It's weird. The plank sort of sidewalk, for lack of a better word, actually has flowers growing not through it but from it. They've managed to take root there for some reason. Because wild magic, probably. In any case, Clarity can follow or catch her about there because the door's up sort of that way. So Clarity can grab Hazel before she steps over the flower line and just go, hey, wipe, clean up.
Hazel, wait a moment. Let me clean that up and prestidigitation.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are probably a couple of very minor spatters that may have got missed. That there is a really weird tingle as Hazel steps across, but it's very, very mild. It's just, a drop there that weren't within the 1 foot blocks that the really easy stuff to miss. It doesn't do her any harm, but if there had been more, it might well have.
Right.
So you guys are at the back, and Hazel and Clarity are sort of at the front at the moment.
I'll start shimmying around to the front.
Yeah, there's actually more space around that end than there was this end. And you look in the windows as you go past, or?
Yeah.
and the weirdly, no one seems to notice you doing this, despite the fact that you are large, dragonborn, and
And shiny.
And waving Darvin.
apparently, yes. There's maybe a half a dozen people in there. Froseth seems to remember there were probably a couple of more voices when he heard from the river, so something's gone down. But then again, given consider their situation, um, Francine is bustling around between them, looking really frazzled and putting together a meal that from experience, I suppose both of you would be aware is we have hit the very last of our supplies now, as they have been there for a week and a half. There's clearly rationing going on, but beyond that, it's still about the same place. They're trying desperately to keep morale up as best they can, but it's pretty clear that a couple of people are going kind of stir crazy.
What do we do? Do we knock?
I'm gonna knock.
Well, it's an inn.
Yes,
but
I mean,
they're all
it's
on
not
edge.
that they're.
Oh, fair.
Well,
Okay.
They're not expecting.
While you guys
kind
are having
faces.
this conversation, Hazel is knocking on the door. A little hatch opens, and Hazel finds herself looking at the tip of a crossbow bolt. Uh,
It's Darvin. And friends.
What? Nope, 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 nope. This is not possible. This is not possible. If you came out of that, and you must have done because you weren't in here, this is not possible. Little hatch goes.
Great.
That went better than expected.
Yeah, we didn't get shot.
Hazel desperately
We got
trying
out when
not
we
to
got
wet
out.
herself.
We got out when this started. We've come back to help.
Bullshit! From the other side of the door. Wonderful! On top of everything else, I'm hallucinating! Stomp, stomp, stomp. Footsteps lay away from the door.
Wait, no!
Hmm.
Clarity knocks a little louder.
Hatch slides
Hello,
open.
we're here to help.
Hatch slides open. Crossbow bolt tip out and pointed at her.
Hi. See, if you're hallucinating, then other people wouldn't be able to hear said knocking.
Unless they're all as mad as I am.
I mean, what are the odds that you'll all be hallucinating the same thing, really?
Turn around and look behind you, and then tell me the odds!
I don't know. Seems logical to me.
Of all the things you could be hallucinating, why us?
Make me a persuasion roll.
We brought supplies?
Persuasion, there it is.
Oh no!
Oh, that one.
That is a fumble. One.
Parity, make me a dex check.
Oh no. Dex check or save?
Actually, I suppose it would be a save, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Okay. 10. My rolls are not so great today.
Duck and cover.
Yeah, Clarity takes 3 points of damage as a crossbow bolt lands in her shoulder and the hatch swings shut.
Well, that's
Medicine
going
check.
worse
Yeah,
and
for
worse.
your information, Smeagol, medicine checks only actually give any kind of bonus or help if someone's unconscious, because then you can stabilize them and they don't make any death saving throws.
See, what I was more making a medicine check to see it. Sorry, I didn't clarify this. That I want to know if it's feasible to pull that out without causing extra damage.
Oh yeah, I mean it's fine. And to be fair, at 3 points of damage, it was mostly a graze anyway.
Ah.
I think I'll be all right. I just.
You have food.
You're having the worst luck.
What do we do?
We have supplies.
I said that.
Darvin's not helping. You guys can all tell right now. Darvin's
Yeah.
not helping. Darvin's being way too fucking flippant right now.
Finger, ear.
Okay, let's see. How do we do this?
Flitty basically butts Persith and goes, you're probably more sensible. Do you have food things that could fit down a chimney that I could carry?
Checking the supplies.
No.
Yeah, I'll
so it's
relay
the-
that.
Yeah. So there's. You could probably give them like a small sack of like, long life bread biscuits or something.
Handing that off.
Mad fluttering or trying to keep going under the weight. Okay. Then sort of sets it down. Okay. Another thought. Maybe somebody could write a thing.
Are you relaying that, Rosa?
Yes.
I tear out a piece of paper from my notebook and what should we say? We're real. Here's some food to prove it.
Peace offering?
A token of goodwill.
Can I bless the paper?
I'm not even sure how the fuck you would go about doing that.
I guess. I don't even know. I don't even have anything that wouldn't do damage to the paper in the process.
Draw the symbol of Palor on it.
No, because we the other thing. Remember the blasphemy symbol?
Yeah, but it's a different shape, not
that's-
just a different color.
Yeah.
That's different. I feel weird writing holy symbols here. You do it.
If Flitty sees Hazel
Wait.
drawing Palor symbol, Flitty turns around to Froseth, lifts a little claw and points to the collar with the symbol of Palor already on it. Made of stupid! This is why
Cupcakes.
I offered made of stupid. You're all made of stupid. And just grabs a half-finished piece of paper, grabs the bag, and goes flittering off in the direction of the roof. And all you guys know was the claw pointing at collar and noise at probably face palming Froseth.
Face winging.
Well, no, Froseth's just going, oh my god, why didn't we think of that? Kind of.
Gotcha.
So all you really know is that you probably about learned to identify the tone of Flitty lamenting the intelligence of you people, and Hazel didn't get to finish her sketch, so there's that as well. Probably a slight tug of war of flip, flip, flip.
Hey, this is still. Where are you? Why? Let me finish.
And sort of fumbles to grab it in a claw. I'm wearing that. My collar. Why do you think I volunteered?
Because you're the only one who can fit it down a chimney.
Not that you understand Sylvan, mind you.
Yeah.
You.
Made of stupid. Grabs a bit of paper and mouth to get it off. They go. That's all you
That
know
was
is
a thing.
that Flitty has just taken these two to task in 2 different languages.
Should have mentioned the cupcakes.
That may have done you better than being so bloody flippant about it. And I'm like reaching to stick a finger in his ear
If
again.
you do that, I'm going to punch you.
Fine. Fine. For home only.
Apparently,
Okay.
the little blue fairy dragon with communication issues is more charming than the bard. Because
Not my fault. Why?
after a long moment, door opens a crack. How the bloody hell?
I'm pointing to the symbol of Palor I've got on an amulet. That's how.
Okay, I think we'd best hear about this. Come in.
Yeah.
Opens the door, peering out a little bit warily.
I go in, I find the nearest clear space, and I start setting out the supplies, the rest of it.
Yeah, to be fair, there's not a whole lot, but there's bits that Hazel thought to. Oh, geez, they've been in there for a week. Shove, 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 shove. All right. Start explaining. Maybe not you. Pointing at Darvin.
All right.
Where do we start?
Roseth, help.
Don't bother with too much detail, because I've got a feeling that you lot are made of adventuresome. Just how are you here?
Short version is we had a cleric give us protection. It shows his own necklace.
Francine looks
It's
at Hazel. You've got
not
that
her.
kind. Oh, I probably should have guessed.
I love you people.
So
And that-
after everything happened, we've been preparing for coming back to try and sort things out here.
Looks at you like you've gone ever so slightly mad. Have you seen it out there?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We can't leave it like that. We can't just do nothing.
We've got an idea of what we're supposed to do.
I never thought you would end up an adventurer. I really didn't. I admit it. I have no idea how this happened. This is probably the strangest thing I've seen in the last 2 weeks, which is saying something.
Well, according to him, feathers is how it happened.
Yes, we heard about that. Funnily enough, it hasn't been the biggest topic of conversation around the tables around here these days.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they might have slightly bigger concerns there, Hazel. Right now, though, we're trying to figure out if we can get y'all out of here before we continue on.
but the cleric what did the blessings on you, is not with you.
No.
No.
I don't know of any way we could do that.
We have, well, our paladin has Palor's beacon, and she's still sorting out the details. She's meditating and praying to Palor. Some just outside the
The edge.
Alright, I hope she's being careful. There's things out there.
She's not. She's on the clear side, on the clean side.
No, actually, she's just out of character. I think I gave you the wrong impression. She's if here was the zone line,
Mhm.
she's just there, just at
Oh,
the
so
edge
some-
of the nasty, so she can step back onto the clear side very
Ah.
very quickly
Yeah,
if she has
I was saying that she was at the edge without like saying inside of it, just to be
Fair.
like just to not worry people.
Yeah, I'm just making sure Ethan really understood.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't realize. I thought she was. I thought she was on the clean side of the edge, not the fog side of the edge.
yeah, so
I was-
I'm just explaining so everybody's on the same page.
Mhm.
What you tell the
Thank you.
NPCs is up to you.
Right. Gotcha. Thank you. I was not clear.
Right. Um,
And if we can get you out of here, great. If not, I mean, we brought some supplies. It's not much, but hopefully they'll tide you over until this is resolved one way or the other.
so if you can't bless anything, how would you go about getting us out? We've had a couple of people just break and go out anyway, and what happened was no. Oop.
Whoop.
Yeah, she was breaking up. I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, give it a second. Well, I mean, you know more, Hazel. You probably know more about the magic involved in that than I do. I mean, it is holy,
Well,
I assume.
well, remember Nora told us that the sword could help make, I don't know, like a path or something.
Well, wait, wasn't it like an area?
Yeah, but she could shape it, I think.
No, she
No.
couldn't shape
Bubble.
it. What she talked about was positioning that circle. Unfortunately, it's not very big, so
So how far is the closest edge?
you guys would have to go out and have a proper look, because you guys were just interested in there's the tavern. Let's get out of the spider crawly fog as soon as possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll need to figure out the distance between here and the actual final edge.
And see if that'll work. And if not, then we're gonna have to go in and into the middle of the town or wherever the where's the Baron's place?
It's basically across town on the coast proper.
Yep.
Yeah, we'd have to go.
Basically you're sort of in a rectangle offshoot onto the ocean. You guys are fairly close to the sea where you are, but at a different location. You need to basically go across most of town to the manor on the coast.
Oh boy,
We're gonna have to, if we can't figure out if we can't use the sword, then we're gonna head over there and see if we can't make the fog go away.
One way or the other, it's going to. I mean, we have two. As far as I can tell, there are two. We have two courses of action here. We either cleanse it or we break it. One of the two. Either way, the fog's gonna go away.
Right, and what's the difference between those two things, because one seems to be preferable to you than the other, and either
Well, if
way,
we cleanse,
I think we need to hear about it.
well, if we cleanse it, the barony stays normal. If we have to break the thing that's making the fog goes away.
But so does the
then
barony.
So does the barony.
What?
Not like all the stuff and the people, but everyone will just sort of leave, and the land will start dying.
But just the barony.
Just
It's
this
a-
barony.
It's a slash and burn solution, but it will end the fog and keep it from spreading. It's not an ideal solution, but it is a solution where that's the last resort. But what I'm saying is, we go one way or the other, this is going to end, at least this part of it. There may be other areas that we have to go deal with, but I mean, we're just concentrating on this and trying to get you out of here some way, somehow.
Currently, though, you've got Francine with this very proprietorial hand on the bar. It's like, some of these people, they need to get out. I'm not leaving. I'm not
Okay.
leaving unless I have to. This is my place.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I mean, we were going to get everybody who wanted to go or could go out now.
At least for the time being, and on a
I mean, if we can-
temporary basis.
Right.
I'm not leaving.
All right.
Clarity.
Well,
Should we go
first-
check the distances now?
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
check the distance to see if it's even possible.
Stepping outside, it's kind of difficult to tell because again, you get to the edge of the sort of floral region, and there's just wall of fog. You're gonna have to walk it to see any kind of distance.
All right.
Well, we're not going to be able to sneak. We're just going to have to take a shot as we can.
You can tell fairly easily that the closest you can get to the next verge, as it were, is along the back, along that side, but you can't tell without actually walking it whether it's that 10 feet. It may be a little more, you're not entirely sure without, in which case make me an investigation check, whoever's actually doing the walking.
I'm going with whoever is. So.
I'm gonna.
Oh no, but
Yeah.
what I mean is there's going to be one person who's actually measuring their stride.
Got it.
Yeah, you can't tell. You're used to working in yards, not feet. You're used to bolts of cloth, not this. You can't really tell. It might be a foot or two off. You're not sure. Somebody
Keep
else is gonna have
checking.
to try.
How's it coming, Darwin?
I can't suss it out. I'm not used to measuring land distances and by feet usually. I'm not. It might be, but I could be 1 or 2 feet off, and it's too important to not be accurate. So somebody else might want to go ahead and give it a shot.
Let me give it a try. 25.
It's about 2 feet too far.
2 feet. Just 2 feet. That's...
Damn. Well, like I said, one way or the other, this fog's going away. We can't get him out, but
Do we know if the bubble of protection moves with the sword?
well, not once it's put.
Damn.
I remember. I distinctly remember Nora saying. Because that was asked actually when we were talking about it. Because if it could be moved, well, then the distance wouldn't matter. So, but it can't be, and that's why the distance
Rat
mattered.
baskets.
Hmm.
So let's
mean-
go back in and let them know that we're
Well-
gonna have to do this the hard way.
Hazel, does Paylor? Do you have any way of? I mean,
Not really. I don't.
even just another, like a smaller one
Some sort
or
of
something similar.
Protection.
I mean, I guess worst case
I
scenario,
could guard.
we've got enough.
Well-
We gave them enough supplies; they'll be fine until this resolves one way or the other.
Yeah, Hazel knows that if there had been, and there's got to be clerics of Paylor at least in this city. If that was something that was possible, there would be somebody else, and you'd probably know about it because they wouldn't have pointed a crossbow at your door, at you through the door.
Right.
Sorry. No.
Do we know if our protections are linked only to us? Hazel, do you know?
Yeah, they
Probably
had they had to
but
be
it's still not.
they had to be personal to you for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a bust.
Let's
Well-
start heading towards the. Well, let's tell them that we can't get them out just yet, but we're gonna start going to deal with the source.
Well, no, because we need to leave a message for Nora. We could at least scout the area. I mean, we're not going in there without Nora. But we
Well,
can
yeah,
at least,
no, that's what I mean. Like, start heading there. Isn't it across town? It's gonna take us a while to get over there.
Clarity. You went out
Mm.
to walk that, and you didn't dress that wound, did you?
I don't know. I mean, I guess not because she did a medicine.
She did a medicine check to she asked for a medicine check to see if she could take out an embedded object, but there wasn't an embedded object because it really was just a graze. So
okay.
that roll never got made.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't then.
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
oh, boy.
3.
It itches. It itches like hell, and you kind of don't feel very well.
There's
Alrighty.
something wrong with-
You are considered poisoned.
Awesome.
Clarity.
There's
Oh.
something wrong with this.
Okay, now I'm definitely checking.
Can we get to the flowers first before we just stop
I
and-
assumed by
Yeah,
that
I think
point
we-
that you'd step back before you
okay.
started having a long conversation. I don't imagine you want to spend more time out there than necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, yeah, it's a different kind of poisoning to the gas poisoning. Same approximate effect, but it's in a way it's nastier at least just to look at, because most you need inhalation, not just it happened to touch a wound.
Okay, so I am going to Staff of Healing, 2 charges, Lesser Restoration.
Okay. You feel much, much better, but you're probably at least going to want to wrap something around that.
And yeah, as I'm probably also going to start doing that if my medicine check indicated that would be a good idea.
The medicine check is enough to go, yeah, okay, you probably don't want open wounds in touch with this stuff if you can avoid it.
Well, that complicates things.
Mm.
Yeah, don't get cut.
From
We're going to be fighting in this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, does Froseth want to assist with the medicine check?
Yes.
It'll about do. With thinking about it and thinking about the amount of time that Clarity would have spent out there carefully walking 12 feet and probably trying to, ponder, wait a minute, that was, or am I sure? Because I really want it to be 10 feet, but it's not, is it? Damn. 3 rounds of combat it would take approximately. So there's a window before you actually start feeling effects. And there might be something else you could do about it. You gotta wonder what happens if you pick those. Just maybe a petal or two. Could be worth experimenting.
So what are we thinking?
Well, Froseth is looking pensively at the flower border.
Like the pensive, like what would they do? But is picking one going to disturb it and screw everyone inside the inn?
I don't think so, because you've seen some of the wilt, and it's not having a particular influence yet. You got to imagine it's hardier than a petal or two here and there.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Hazel's running jump probably in and of itself brushed a couple of petals off one.
Point.
First is just looking pensive.
Are there
always
any
look
like
pensive.
petals that already like fell off or anything like that, or like there?
Given that Clarity was a little shaky coming in, there was probably one that got a petal or two knocked off as her tail brushed it.
I'm going to take a petal and then step out into the fog just to see if anything happens with that.
Nothing in particular. And given it is just the one petal, you do notice that there's a very, very faint lessening of the prickling, but that might not be how you'd use it.
Yeah, no. Okay. So head back into the clear area.
You just see first.
What was that?
You put your first stuff in and That was in character mind. I'm just watching this going, just because I'm just confused, and it's just, I'm just going to sing along with my confusion because I have no idea what else to do.
What's going on? What are we doing?
The Dragonborn 2 steps, as far as I can tell.
Wondering if we can use any of this to protect ourselves if we get cut, or...
Did you mention to them the time window? Because you're the only one who knows.
Right, so 3 rounds would roughly be about 18 seconds.
No, because I thought
seconds per round.
Okay. So probably maybe a little longer than that, because Clarity was out there for a good 30 seconds.
So, like, yeah, we've got basically half a minute with an open wound before it sinks in.
Okay. And you're thinking we could possibly get some sort of extra protection from these?
Either use them to protect cuts we get, or something.
Maybe treat ones we have.
Hazel knowing how her mothers work,
Uh-uh.
could you could have a salve, you know, slap it on bonus round. It won't
Mhm.
return any HP, but
I'm saying, oh, okay. Well, there's let's see, salves, wrapping it with one of those in there. And I'm just starting to mumble
Actually.
through the list at this point.
yeah, just wrapping a petal around you, it wouldn't be the most efficient way of dealing with it,
Yeah.
just because you don't necessarily, you'd have to fumble with petals and what if it slipped and that kind of thing.
I've got a herbalism kit. I might be able to make a salve out of some of this.
Would we need a salve, or would we need like something we can ingest, or I mean, how would what would the,
It
what would
it would have to be on the wound to get
It'd
it
be
there before it sinks in.
it would need to basically go on the wound. Like ingesting, I don't think will do much.
right? I was just thinking in terms of because I know there's treating a wound when you get one, and then there's there's treating the wound after it's been infected, but then there's or keep it from getting infected, but then there's also preventing infection from the get-go. But I don't know. I don't think that's probably going to be possible. You'd probably have to eat a lot of these in order to make that happen. I don't feel like gnawing on flowers right now. I don't know how it works. I'm just.
Let's go with Proset's idea and figure.
Yeah.
And
So
we
can I
tell
try?
them, and we can tell everyone that unfortunately we're short on the whole
Distance.
distance bubble thing. Yeah, let's just get what we need, go inside, finish talking, get this sorted, tell Nora, go.
And at least scout out the area and try to find a clear way there. Basically running the gauntlet. Fun.
Yeah.
Can we give enough of that salve to each of us so that if we're fighting or something and we get wounded, we can apply it immediately?
What can probably
Or we get some-
happen is that Froseth can go around the verge, picking up what fallen petals he can, and sorting out what he can do with that, while the rest of you explain the rest of it
Yeah.
to the others, just to save you guys some time. One thing, as Froseth is wandering the verge, looking for fallen petals and that kind of thing, just on the wind he can hear a very faint whisper of, "Sorry it wasn't far enough." Petunia's still hanging on out there, sort of. He's the only one who hears, because again, he's got the attunement. So just that's all he gets.
Oh, right in the field. Ow.
Right in the field.
Oh. Oh.
In any case,
Sorry.
he continues on while these three head back in, and there's the half dozen or so people in there are, watching now. One thing you will notice, Eric is not among them.
Nudging clarity.
Oh,
Because everybody's looking at you right now.
I'm still
Well-
nudging clarity.
it's 12 feet. The protection is unfortunately 10 feet.
There's disappointed murmurings, but thankfully they don't seem to be angry. It's more thanks for trying.
So, the best thing for you all to do right now is just keep doing what you're doing. We're going to try to find out if there's anything that we can do, find a safe way, and put an end to this.
More murmuring and a sort of again, sort of confused and obviously been having a lot of stress, but grateful in their way. And Francine is sort of going, where's the dragonborn gone?
He's
He's picking up petals. We've discovered there's some problems if you are wounded and you go out there, even if you're protected. So there's a little. We think there might be some protection of with these, just the petals of these flowers. They might be us since we'll be fighting.
essentially
he'll be
we're
back
adding
shortly.
an extra layer of
You've-
precaution.
You've got Francine lifting a finger to Clarity's lips. Careful how loud you say that. You don't want them plucking them and trying to make their own protections. We had some people who thought they could outrun it.
It's more after the fact.
Yeah,
It's not preventative.
I'm just saying, you know how people will.
Mm-hmm.
Your entire profession depends on it.
So yeah, we're just sorting out one little extra thing, and then we're gonna let Nora know where we're checking the way to the Baron, ex-Baron's manor,
All right.
and we're gonna put a stop. And we're gonna see about putting a stop to this as soon as we can.
So
Mhm.
you're sort of making this a meeting spot, are you? Not that we mind, just so we know that when knocks come on the door,
Yeah.
it's not that we don't even know how what was that. By this point, Froseth has found what he needs and can be walking in, and in just about enough time to see Francine gesturing in the general direction of the door. It's just, what was that all about? Not that I'm not grateful. I'm just really confused.
Oh, the flowers and the barrier and the
Yeah.
whole 9 yards?
Yeah.
Oh! Do you... Out of character, Francine knows of Petunia and...
There was
Mira.
there was the implication that given that Francine sent
Right.
you guys to that part of the
Mhm.
Undercity, that yeah, they're
Right.
familiar.
It's just been so long I couldn't
Yeah.
quite remember. Petunia. When things went sideways, Petunia gave her life to put this barrier up to keep...
There.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. Their life. Gave their life up. They put this barrier up, both around the entire area and around here. Here to keep you guys safe, around the entire town to keep everybody else safe, long enough for us to basically regroup and come back,
Petunia
and which
could
is
do
exactly what
magic.
we're doing.
Petunia could do magic.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh,
speaking of, she apologizes. It's not big enough to get people to safety.
What?
Wait, they did? They do? Wait, what?
Yeah, they.
this is a thing with the elements, isn't it?
Yes.
Ah. Monk.
Whispers on the wind.
I just go, Monk, turn to Francine and just
Yeah.
kind of
could
put a gesture
could-
for us.
Did the nail clipping of the cat have to happen?
Oh, sorry.
Because we are watching this and I'm finding it a little distracting.
All right. Wasn't thinking. Sorry.
What? I was trying to figure out what that even was. It's like, what is he fiddling with?
I've had cats. I know exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he got me a couple of times, so I had to get rid of a couple. Sorry about that.
Okay, so yes, there's Froseth with. I thought monks were about the punching and the kicking.
You're about a lot of
There's-
things, apparently.
I'm All right, you learn something new every day. But I'm trying not to be judgmental here. I'm just, I live in a little coastal town in
Yeah.
a pub that's currently in the middle of, I don't even know what.
I can see how it would appear that way, but there's much more to it.
Noted.
Good to know.
When, yeah, all of this started at the Baron's manor.
Somehow this does
So-
surprise me.
So that's ground zero, and that's where we're going.
Ground what?
Ground zero, that's where it started. That's 0 point on the map, like center origin point.
0 point. I hate you so much right now.
I didn't even make that. I didn't even make that connection until after. Oh my God! Yes,
Wow,
I'm missing something
Why?
Uh,
Why, dude?
not me to make that connection. I am
You
so
are-
sorry.
Oh, I got it now.
See what I? Yeah.
I'll explain it to you at some point, Lindira. Just trust me.
Alright.
Trust me. There's reasons this is hysterical. It really is. Anyway, so
Buff. I'm swatting at Darvin a little for the dirtle.
it's because keep in mind, Ground Zero is a much more modern concept than any of us really have. In any case, it turns around to Versa and going, so I assume you collected those for those protection reasons. Do you need anything from us?
I not sure.
Well, if you've got herbalist tools and you've got proficiency, you'd know how to click to use those, yeah?
Yeah. Should be a nature check, I believe. Or
It'd be nature or
no, it's
medicine.
just a wisdom with proficiency because of the kit.
Yeah.
However that goes. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah, there's a couple of things you need that thankfully an inn can provide if you want to do things with flower extracts. So effectively the wax from Hazel's honeycomb will be helpful. Some sort of strong, clear alcohol. Thankfully, there's bits of traded homemade vodka, which is it doesn't get drunk very often because it's, I mean, strong. So if you want to get drunk, great. But it tastes like the moonshine it is. So
Yeah.
it's there for
Turpentine.
well, it's clear and it's useful for getting the extract actually out of the flowers. The bits of beeswax and a couple of other bits and pieces that come with his herbalism kit will go together to make a reasonable salve that won't just slough off without doing any kind of damage. It takes Froseth about half an hour all told to get everything done, and he does need Hazel's help with some of it and Clarity's help with some of it. It's like, hold this. No, don't just switch that off yet. Just and basically Darvin gets to watch as
Yeah, I'm staying well away
as-
from this. 'Cause
as-
I'm like, I have no idea what's
as the
going on.
medieval
I'm
equivalent
just gonna
of
be over here.
yeah, the medieval equivalent of science happens on the bar. Well, this is probably the cleanest thing I've ever had on this bar.
He's formulating.
Eventually, he does come out with 5 incredibly mismatched jars of salve, partially because you Hazel's had to basically pull out bits that they won't need as badly from the bits of first aid that Mom and Mama packed, and scoop those into different containers and just like chuck them at Francine and the residents of the Piecemeal, going, here.
Take.
I hope you're gonna tell me what these do last. I mean, I'm assuming she does, but
Yeah.
she's just handing basically bowls of unidentified sludge. Because this is Hazel.
Pointing to each one and going, that does this, that does that.
And eventually, Francine gives up and writes little signs which she sticks in like you would on cake
Like in a garden.
competition. Yeah, basically. Or basically it's old cake competition tags.
Oh, right. Yes.
So
Once Froseth is done, I'm going to. I want to ask him something. Froseth, the green things. Did you bring any along?
The green things?
The ones that taste like green.
Oh.
I'm assuming he did because you gave him some the other night.
Yes.
Can I have one?
Yes,
His-
he hands it over.
Hazel's mother would be appalled at you right now, and you know why. You forgot a word.
Please.
He's already holding it out.
Yeah.
It took her like a solid minute. Wait. Please. Before she takes it.
Okay, so now you have.
Thank you.
Now you have
I'm hugging him now.
Pat, pat, pat.
You're on mute, Ethan.
Oop, I'm just confused.
You just wanted a sweetie.
Yes, basically. Just fortifying green.
And Francine's just going. Did people?
I'm not
Are
gonna
you
ask.
are you hungry? Is that the problem?
No, I just calming down help.
I hate to think what's in those things. If that's what calms you down.
It tastes good. That's pretty much all it.
I've learned not to ask. It doesn't keep me from looking really confused, but I've learned not to ask.
Right. Yes. This has been a very long week and a half. It really has.
So now, do we want to go back and tell Nora? Do we want to leave a note? Do we want to do both?
We tell Nora directly.
Well, I thought if you were only gonna scout the area that you might come back and see if she's arrived yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
Let's
yes,
just go with what
Going
if
out,
Froseth
we
says
should-
it, we do it.
but if something happens while we're scouting the area, she might need to know that that's what we went to do and that we would
Yes.
come back.
Well, of
I have
course.
vocal cords. Unless you're expecting I'm going to die in the next 10 minutes. Please tell me if you expected I'm going to die in the next 10 minutes, because I would really love the advanced warning.
Darwin is being swatted again by a hazel.
Okay, so
Francine just pats him on the head. You're getting used to this adventurous lark.
we've got 5 jars, so we probably leave one for Nora when she gets here.
Yes, I figured that
Yeah.
Sith would have spaced them out so there would be enough for everybody to be carrying one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we good to go?
We each have a jar of salve now.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look around.
Yep.
Are you okay, Lindira? Your sound has been cutting out a lot today.
I've been muting because there's airplanes and also kid with drums.
Yeah, but I mean also while you've been talking, there's been stop starts and.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been like garbling your thing.
My connection is, like there's 2 videos that are frozen right now, but no, I'm making do.
Ah, yeah, as we're having the same issue with you as well. It's just to know. We've sort of been ticking over issues, etc. Right. So you guys are heading off into, as far as I can tell, directions I have not appropriately mapped, but we can improvise if improvisation is necessary. So yeah, what exactly is your plan of action? Just as a
Sneak,
That's a good question. Well, sneaking, of course, but how are we going to approach it? Like, there's multiple ways into the keep, right?
No.
Well, there
yes.
are actually, yes. There's I mean there's the way you guys originally came in through the dungeons. There's the front door. You got to assume there's ways in through the stables.
Probably a servant's entrance.
Oh, let's at least get eyes on the place.
To be fair, if you're not going very far, you're not going to get to as far as the barony on the actual manor on a scouting expedition. Basically, your options are checking the route that you originally took towards the prisons, taking the route towards the front doors, or taking the main drag from market, because that'll probably get you to servants' kitchens, something like that. Those are your options. And if you're gonna need to sit and discuss it, here is probably the best place.
Yeah.
Which way do we want to try to go in?
Personally, my vote
probably
is definitely
not the front door.
Yeah, probably not the front door, and probably not the dungeons, given the experiments and the stuff that was down there when we went through the first time. I would say servant's entrance would probably be our best bet.
Assuming there is one, that's the one you didn't see.
We didn't see that. It's along the main road. Who knows what we'll run into along that way? There's no good options.
No, there really isn't.
I think the only one let's try the servants one first. And
at least look and see if there is one. We can scout and try to determine if there is actually one. And if there isn't, well, then front door.
Yes. Because I don't want to go through the place with the barrels full of... no.
Especially after all this, yeah. I mean, they may be literally flooded by this point.
Yeah,
and that's a disturbing thought.
Of course, the other issue is that nightmare you guys have been having did also feature the front door, and that didn't look very much fun.
Right. I'd forgotten about that.
On the other hand, it might be worthwhile seeing how close that was to reality. It's definitely a point of curiosity, if nothing else.
Yeah, at the very least, we have to go get eyes on this potential nonsense.
So start with the main street. See if we've got a clear path there and a way in.
Yep. Let's do this.
We'll want to stick close to the buildings, make sure we're as careful as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea of what we might be coming up against, but yeah.
Doesn't matter. We got to do this. And if we got to do this, we got to do this.
Yeah.
Onwards, then.
And on that note, it's probably a good place. We're just about at the halfway mark anyway, so we'll have your initial scouting after we come back from 5-minute break. That should be fun for you all.
Oh yeah.
And we're back. The Cupcake Coterie minus Nora, who has other things on her mind at the minute, is going to do a quick recce just to see what the what might lie in store for them as they approach Starcoast Manor. They've decided to edge their way down the main shopping drag, see if they can't find themselves a servant's entrance, which they presume would be along the market square area, because that's where the servants would be bringing food, other supplies in, which they wouldn't want to bring through the doors of the manor. Streets in Starcoast are a little bit narrow, so marching order.
I guess I'll be up front.
I'm right behind him, just so if he gets hit, I'm picking him right back up.
I'll be by Hazel.
Okay.
I guess I'm bringing him to the rear.
Yes, you're the pointy thing that can face in the other direction.
Fair point.
You can just thunder wave them away from us.
Yeah, well, as long as they're coming in from behind.
Yes,
Yeah, I was about
that's
to
what
say.
I was.
I will turn around for that. Learned my lesson.
Okay. Are you attempting stealth or?
Yes.
Prepare for my roll to suddenly go south.
16. And I know what's
21.
going on.
14. Good God.
24.
God, Antheus. Good God!
I rolled a 19.
Okay, somehow the big dragonborn and the slightly flashy bard are the ones who are managing to be remotely stealthy. As you progress into the town proper, it gets worse. There's the noises that you can't entirely tell where they're coming from. Clarity's idea of sticking close to the walls is kind of nixed because in some of them there's these blotches of black sludge like growths on the buildings, occasionally just pulsing and making these horrible gelatinous noises. They don't seem to be climbing up the. They don't seem to be climbing up specifically, but they're definitely not straight up. Like they're not just lifeless goo. There's a life to them, if not specifically a sentient. So no, being in close proximity to the walls suddenly feels like a really horrible idea.
Oh, the buildings are leaking. That's not good.
You're muted.
That wall moved.
It did a
Or
lot
not
of
wall.
things. Let's not be near it.
Yes, and mostly there is there's the occasional squelching noises from the walls and the from various points echoing through
What is
alleyways,
that
so you can't.
gargling noise?
Actually,
Remember the thing?
yeah.
Remember the guard? That thing?
Wait,
the
oh,
guard that wasn't the guard?
barnacle thing?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Oh no. Why?
Hopefully, if we're quiet enough, we don't have to fight more of them.
Yeah, remember, look before you drop.
Yes, unfortunately, given some of the rolls that have been made, you do start to notice that noise is coming closer.
Uh-oh.
So this is a thing.
Yep.
Do we ambush it or keep going?
Well, the problem is you can't tell exactly where it's coming from. You know
Yeah.
it's getting closer, but you can't even necessarily tell from which direction. This is
Fine.
This is joined, however, by a similar but somewhat new sound.
That's different.
I don't like that. Let's keep moving
Or find a spot where, like, at least we can see where they're coming from. Like, they can only come at us from one spot.
Unfortunately, given the narrowness of the alleys,
Yeah,
there
I know.
really
Not
isn't-
likely.
there really isn't an ambush spot where you are right now.
Do not want, do not want, do not want, do not want.
Are you?
let's go. Nudging Froseth to keep going.
Okay, you are proceeding. I take it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let you get to about there. Mostly, as you're walking, all you hear is Darvin going, "Do not want, do not want, do not want, do not want," which is good because Fursa stops as that noise is closer, and so is the. And from either side come things. One is this one is the barnacled-looking guard-like individual, although as far as you can tell, that wasn't a guard. You're not sure who or what it used to be, but wasn't a guard. The other is female, or was, judging by general shape in what used to be possibly a dress of some kind. It's a little hard to tell right now. But it looks like she's been split from breastbone to navel and coming out tentacles.
Oh.
Oh, that's not. Oh,
no,
no.
not one of these.
Oh, that's not good. Oh.
Pity Ethan, he's actually seen the stats for those. He's seen the stats for both of those.
I don't know what it is, so.
No,
You've seen one of those before.
Gooey tentacles. Bad.
Bad juju. Bad juju. Also, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh, narts. 16.
12.
18.
12.
What even is Darvin today? What even are dice?
Hey, I did roll in that one. On the one thing I'm supposed to be, on one of the things I'm supposed to be really good at.
Point taken. Still, what even are dice?
Okay, funnily enough, Darvin, being at the rear, goes first.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on Froseth. Constitution.
Keep in mind that doesn't work for saving throws. All it does
Uh-huh.
is give him
I remember.
a buffer of. All it does really is give him a buffer of.
HP.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, what's I forget, what's the main stat for Monk again?
Dex.
Yeah, Dex.
All right. Then yeah, I'll boost Dex
Okay, hang on. Let me
instead.
look
I
that one up.
don't remember exactly
It's
the
okay.
was.
Is that-
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at
Sorry.
it. That is Cat's Grace.
That's what
Advantage on dexterity checks and doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet or less if it's incapacitated. Not hugely useful in this circumstance, but good to know regardless. Okay, so that's your action. Any bonus action you wanted to make?
Yeah, I'm also gonna throw inspiration dice at Froseth. Look. So I've increased your speed and grace, or no, I've increased your grace and speed. So I shall try to inspire you, so you can help us do this deed. It's not great, but it'll work.
It'll definitely do. Do take your 1d6.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not moving.
You're not moving?
Well, I can't move because everybody's in the way.
Okay. The tentacled woman thing steps out, and Hazel and Clarity, I would like you both to make dexterity saving throws.
I gave the wrong person Dex, apparently. Oops.
It doesn't affect the save anyway.
I don't know what's
Oh,
with
right,
my
it does.
rolls today. 10.
You both take 4 points of acid damage as it spits up a bubble of acid, which lands just in the right spot to splash you both.
Ah!
Hazel, it is now your turn.
Okay, I can see the barnacle dude, right?
You can just about see the barnacle dude, yeah.
And I can see the tentacle thing straight on, right?
You can see the tentacle thing straight on.
Okay, I'm... Where is it? Okay, tentacle thing straight in front of us. I am going to throw a 2nd level guiding bolt at it.
That's the tentacle thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spell card, so it's 2nd level. So it gets an additional d6. So I'm going to make a ranged spell attack. There we go. 21.
That does hit. Roll damage.
Yay!
And now I'm going to roll the damage, which is
4d6.
5 because it's at 2nd level. And everyone will have, well, the next attack
The next
has
attack has
on
advantage.
it. That is 17 radiant.
This thing shrieks. It's not as bad as the banshee, but it hurts. It's already
Burn!
starting to look scorched as hell. Did you want to take a bonus action?
Yeah. That's going to be... Actually, no bonus action for me from where I am.
Okay.
Because the thing I was hoping to do, I can't do as bonus.
Okay. Clarity and Furseth are at the same spot in the initiative table, but Furseth is ahead of her, so I'll say Furseth goes first.
Okay. Can I position myself to hit both of them with my frost breath? It's a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, you'd have to. Unfortunately, you'd have to inch to there, which would mean an attack of opportunity by Tentacle Woman.
Probably not worth it then. Let's just go up and hit the tentacle woman then.
Okay, so you're up there. Okay.
Okay. That is a critical fail.
Ahem.
Rosette having bad day.
First.
Oh wait, I should have advantage on that.
Yeah.
Also,
you do.
also,
Guiding bolt.
except, yeah, okay. The advantage definitely does apply. So, roll again.
Oh.
Oh, that's better.
Give me a heart attack there, Jesus.
That hits. Roll damage. It's not quite as impressed as it was at Hazel's guiding bolt, but to be fair, you had advantage twice over because guiding bolt, the glow that Froseth managed to aim for at the very last second does fade as he hits. Bonus action?
Yeah, I'm going to use a key point for flurry of blows, so I get 2 unarmed strikes.
Boot to the head. Wow.
To
Both those hit. Roll damage.
both of them hit. Nice. 7 and 7.
Damn.
Yeah, the tentacle woman, as people have apparently decided that she is the primary target, is really not looking well. Clarity.
Am I able to get around Hazel?
Yeah, you can move through friendlies. It's
Okay.
it's not a hard and fast thing. It's just that if you happen to be moving through, say, an enemy, they get an attack of opportunity as you're squeezing
Okay.
right past them.
Can I? Is there any way I can get within melee of the tentacle thing without
What's your movement speed?
30?
You can, but I think you'd actually take an attack of opportunity from
Okay.
it because you'd be moving into you'd be moving around Froseth into it.
Okay. If I throw a dagger, is that going to hit Frosa?
Only if you critically fail.
Well, I mean, preferably not, but so I'm gonna throw Ash.
Okay,
16.
that hits. Roll damage.
And is that sneak attack because he's right there up in its face?
Should be.
Yes.
Okay. So 12 total piercing.
Yeah, it's still looking distinctly unhappy. Did you have a bonus action?
My question with Ash is that if I throw it with my main hand, and can I throw it again with my offhand?
No.
Or is it okay?
If you
That
want,
will be it.
if you wanted something that where you could throw more daggers, you'd need a belt like the one Vax has, not just one.
Yeah,
dagger
that's what-
that.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I was just wondering. That's. I don't think I have a bonus action that I can do that would be helpful. Right?
Okay, the Draug warrior thing, the barnacle dude, has been more or less biding his time in enough melee range, just not enough to be caught in the immediate close radius of a cone. Makes 2 attacks with the sword on its. What's your AC?
16.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's both of those hit. That was a
Uh-oh.
17 and an 18. So that's just the dice, not
Yeah.
what needed to be added. So 5,
That'll do it.
10. Total 29 points of slashing damage.
I am unconscious.
Oh shit!
Yeah, keep in mind, this is not the tank. So you watch as this barnacle thing lashes out with its with what looks like It used to be barnacles, but it's formed not into a club, but into a sword. And it just slashes Froseth twice, once across the chest and then once down, and basically kind of like an X pattern. Whoosh, whoosh, and thump. Froseth down.
We're gonna die.
Which,
We're gonna die.
unfortunately, that brings us to Froseth's turn. No, that brings us to Darvin's turn.
Yep.
So
Yeah, no,
Darvin,
I was.
okay. Yeah, because you're on deck for a death saving throw if memory serves. Oh no, that's
Well,
not true.
yeah.
Hazel comes first. Thankfully for you.
Praise the fact that I live.
Actually, in all fairness, I think no, because it's no. Actually, the tentacle lady's between Darvin and Hazel, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to be fun for you,
No.
Good.
Darvin. Anyway.
Um. Oh. 1 second. Let me check out. Let me look at my spells real fast. I had a thought. I'm going to cast. Second. Let me pull the. No. I want to look at it. I don't want to cast it. Cloud of Daggers. That was 1 square, wasn't it?
1 square, yes.
Okay, then I want to cast Cloud of Daggers on the square that the Drog.
Not the tentacle thing?
No, tentacle thing's nearly dead. It's the Drog thing getting.
Well,
I
if
want
you
to get it
remove
away
the
from.
tentacle thing, then that's one less
Let
problem.
You didn't hear that. He didn't say that.
Yeah, disregard that
you
completely.
called
I'm
it.
sorry.
I'm thinking.
No, sorry, but
Yeah, that was my bad. That was
because
entirely my
because he
bad.
interfered. You called it.
Yeah, that's my fault.
All right, well then I cast it on the Drog thing.
Yeah, that's my bad. I am so sorry.
Yeah, because I was I was about to change my mind, put it on the tentacle thing, but
But we've had this conversation, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I did put the moratorium on it. Sorry, guys, but
No, you're
That
fine.
is
You're fine.
entirely my fault.
It is what it is. I'll put the spell card up.
okay.
That is still scary. Holy crap.
Okay.
So the next.
Yeah, when it's his turn, I'll
Mhm.
start doing
Mhm.
damage for him. Meantime,
Tentacle
I'm-
creature, I think.
tentacle creature, yes. The tentacle creature. Sorry, I'm going through my own spell bits. Yeah, basically at this point, yeah, no. The creature reaches down, the tentacle thing, and one of its tentacles just caresses Froseth across the face.
No!
That's I mean, obviously it made it because it was he was prone and unconscious, and that's an auto crit.
That's auto crit. Yeah.
So make me a death saving throw.
Well, getting hit is an automatic fail.
Yeah, that's true enough. Okay,
Crit means
yeah.
2 automatic fails.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Basically the bright silver of Froseth's scale starts going more unhealthy frosty gray in the spots where she touches, and it starts spreading, because that was 12 necrotic damage. Hazel,
Well,
it's your
my
go.
my thing gives me half damage on that. Not that it matters.
It's to be fair, it would, because
Yeah.
if it wasn't skirting, if it wasn't past half damage,
Yeah.
then you would be looking at far worse than you are right
Yeah.
now. So yeah, that Froseth is starting to. I mean, he's unconscious and he's starting to look really, really bad. Hazel, it's your go.
I am diving for Froseth.
Okay, you can do that without provoking an attack of opportunity, thankfully.
And I'm going to dump 3 charge Cure Wounds into him.
Okay.
So that's a 3rd level. Hang on, let me dig out the spell card again.
One thing that I will flag up, because I know it's easy to forget in this sort of situation, but might want to consider the salve as a bonus action.
Yeah, I was thinking to do that once I got him actually up. That'll be all right. It's at 3rd level.
So
So-
3d8 plus your spellcasting ability plus all the
Plus-
rest of it we know.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
that'll be 5. So that'll be 5 more off of the disciple.
Okay, roll it.
3, 8 plus 8. That is 17.
It's better than he was doing. Froseth is
Much better.
back up. And in general, probably grateful not to have had to actually make a saving throw, because he was doing badly enough as it was.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 failures already, which stick
So I pulled him
around.
back up. Bonus action. I am immediately salving him.
Yeah, so basically you come to consciousness with this teeny tiny half elf basically feeling you up.
Smack him across the face with it almost.
Well, no, to be fair, it's across the chest, so
Yeah.
you're sort of going into the
Rub.
the shiny gi, and it's like
Yeah. Like wax on, wax off.
yeah.
Yes, exactly that.
It kind of tingles, which at least you know it's working. So yeah, okay, so that's
Live.
it is now in fact your go.
Okay. Well, half my movement to stand back up. And let's attack the tentacle thing again.
You're-
9.
You're still feeling a little shaky, and you're kind of having to nudge Hazel off to one side, like it's applied, Hazel, and you unfortunately miss.
It's applied.
Okay.
When we told you to apply yourself, Hazel, this is not what we meant.
In which case, I'm going to use my bonus action for patient defense to give them disadvantage to hit me.
Which is a very good thing. Clarity.
All right, I want to try to get rid of this tentacle thing. So I'm gonna throw Ash again.
Go for it.
7. And also,
Yeah.
Fail.
Okay. Hazel's odds versus evens. Clarity roll damage.
Whee! Was that sneak attack? I'm sorry. I
Technically,
forgot to turn
it's
it off.
true. Actually,
Sorry, dudes. So
So
that's
who's it hitting?
11.
Froseth.
Who'd you hit?
Can I use my reaction for deflect missiles?
You didn't see it coming was the
Okay.
problem. It came from directly behind you. So you're up and you're feeling much better, and then most of the hit points that Hazel took off you vanish in one fell swoop as Clarity chucks Ash towards the tentacle thing, and it throws
Goes
it
right
right
my
between the shoulder blades, and poof, gone. And you can actually feel the blood. Thankfully, you've got time before salve needs to be a worry. But anyway, that happened. Do you have a bonus?
I just feel
Sorry,
on the
I'm so
floor.
sorry.
Do you have a bonus action?
I know. I'm assuming that's because of the acid. I have a wound somewhere.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, you probably do. And to be fair.
Okay, so I'm gonna put salve on that.
Okay, good. That works. Yeah, Hazel's probably got about the same. Have it, that wouldn't apply with acid splash. So anyway, first with clarity, barnacle thing,
Mhm.
Yeah.
who's gonna go back to doing what he knows, which is let's hack on the
Yeah.
dragon board some more. Oh my god.
Does he take?
But with
Oh.
disadvantage, though.
Yeah, 19 and an 18 for the first roll. Okay.
Son of a.
And that's just
I
the
hate
dice.
this thing.
That's just the dice.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that that's a
We're
plus
screwed.
6. And for the second, it was a 16 and a
So-
17.
Well, the first
And he's
attack's
down
probably
again.
gonna put me down, and that second hit will probably kill me.
Yeah, okay. So that's 9 plus.
Like, if the first attack does more than 6 damage, I'm unconscious from that.
The first attack did more damage than that with just the dice.
Okay, so then the second attack kills me.
Well, doesn't your depth
Why-
saves
why-
go back?
Nope. They don't reset until a short rest.
But
Trick the thing,
thankfully for
because
you,
I didn't yet.
Thankfully for you, the second one, rather unfortunately, you just about feel it go straight through your heart, and then there's that sort of feeling of warmth and yeah, this has been really bad for you, hasn't it? Trust
Yeah.
us, it'll get better, and poof, you now have 2 hit points. You are
2 hit
prone,
points.
but you have 2 hit points. And
Do the
and
death saves reset then as well?
the death
or-
saves do reset.
Okay.
Bloody health yo-yo.
Ugh.
So
That
that
sucked.
happened. That happened. Thankfully, the wounds with the healing that he got, the wounds are no longer bleeding, and the general feel is that they've closed in enough time that he's not gonna. It's not gonna be a problem in terms of what happens with open wounds. So don't have to worry about excess salving the back or the new stab wounds because those are now closed.
Okay, good.
Worst luck.
Oh,
Top.
we've gotten a lot of ones.
Um.
Yeah.
In all fairness, though, he did take. Let me just go back to the cloud of daggers.
All right.
In all fairness, he does take 7 points of slashing damage and moves over here. And because you were dead at the time, no, you do not get an attack of opportunity.
No, yeah.
So he's moved out of the cloud of daggers. Darvin, top of the round, it's your go. I know, unfortunately, nobody's managed to kill Tentacle Bitch yet.
From where I'm at, can I get there?
Not without provoking an attack of opportunity on. And why would you be going to that square? Because that's where your cloud of daggers is.
Oh, right. All right. All right. In that case, under spell.
And you can end the spell as you like. Just
Can I can move Cloud of Daggers, can't I?
yes.
I can't figure out how to pull
yes,
up
you
the
can
spell
move.
description right now.
Yes, you can. All you need to
Oh,
do
there it
is
is.
all you need to do is scroll up.
Well, it was minimized for like it didn't show the whole thing for me.
Weird.
Can I move it though?
Let me give me just a moment and I'll check. So
I don't think I can. That's a concentration spell.
Yeah, if it doesn't say you can move it, you can't.
Okay. So right there to catch both of them. Okay. Then I'm going to end that spell
okay.
if I can't move it. And instead, with that spell ended, I'm going to cast Shatter Centered, which is a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point, which is going to be there, because I'm assuming that would put them at the end of the 10-foot radius. Assuming that each square is 5.
It would put Tentacle Bitch there because it would be that one, and then these are a little weird to have for. Okay, so if that's square.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure.
But I definitely hit at least one of them.
You would definitely hit at least one of them, yes.
All right, then I will do that.
Bonsai!
Oh, I see what I did. Did I name it? Oh, I'm an idiot. I have. Wait. Oh, never mind. Okay, I see what this is. Sorry, the user interface on the character sheet's a little wonky. It looks like, but wait, how many seconds? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, what's the range on? 60 feet. Okay, you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the range I knew. It was the radius I was worried about because I didn't want to hit anybody else. I learned my lesson. So both need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Either way, I need to roll 3d8 for damage because the saving throws only negates half.
Okay, what's the DC on the Constitution saving throw? You've
You're
muted.
muted.
I'll save DC.
Yeah.
13.
Not that it actually matters. She rolled a nat 20.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What is this tentacle thing made of? Besides, the obvious.
Roll damage. It's still standing. It is just still standing. Actually, no. To be fair, if that's half damage, then that's a 4.
Four.
So no, it's looking pretty rough, but it's still standing. And it is now. No, tentacle goes between Darwin. You actually no. You have a bonus action.
Oh, I'm gonna do. Oh, no, I can't do that as a bonus action. I don't think. Vicious Mockery.
No, that's an action. We had this one last time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just wanted to double check. Was it? Is Cutting Word? That's not a.
That's
that a
to
bonus
reduce.
action?
That's to reduce damage.
Okay.
Cutting word is to distract when an attack is made.
I thought it was to reduce the likelihood to hit, not damage.
You can use either. I've seen it done with either, but we'll look into that anyway. It's not something that
Anyway,
can be done.
Yeah, there's then yeah, there's nothing else I can do. I'll move forward a bit. I'll move behind Hazel.
Okay, so there. Okay. That may not have been the wisest move that you could have made. Because the currently tentacle bitch really doesn't like you right this second. So it is going to.
It's hitting me, not Froseth. I'm fine with that.
Well, we'll see.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Core. Wisdom. Nat 20.
Okay. It's okay. There's this. It's trying to be music, and in a sense it is, but it's not music any humanoid would recognize as beautiful. It's alien, and it's horrible, creeping into your ears, and it hurts. You take 8 points of psychic damage, but you don't have to run screaming, but it's just so far outside your perception that it is horribly painful. So, yeah. That is dissonant whispers. Basically, for a second, Darwin's just. And because again, bonus action wonderfulness. Yeah, I have to wait till he gets back because actually, in all fairness, since sorry, Froseth, since he's not here, you are now my other target. At least you haven't. Actually, no, you died, so the enhanced ability is now no longer a thing.
Yeah. It wasn't affect saving throws anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Hazel, Froseth, dex saving throws.
Oh no.
As it spits up another gob of acid.
16?
15.
You take 3 points of acid damage.
I am
You're
unconscious.
again.
How'd it go
Hazel, Hazel, it is your turn.
Okay, so let's take out of the 5 remaining charges I have on that staff and dump 4 of them into Rosette. 4d8 plus 8. 25 healing. Get up.
Okay.
Yeah, basically that's you're prone again, but
I feel like a yo-yo.
You know, I wasn't gonna say it, but
Please get up.
throw yo Seth.
bonus action.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Keep in mind, you've been hit by acid twice. You've got open wounds.
Many rounds until that.
Sooner
Salving.
would be better.
Yeah, just salving now. I have a thing I want to do, but salve takes priority.
Froseth.
Get up. Take another swing.
It's like, you are the health yo-yo.
14.
Roll damage.
Okay.
Just die already.
Okay. How do you want to do this? I figure this one
Oh.
deserves all its own. You've still got the barnacle.
So, get up, still exhausted, but take the comma just right in the side of the head. Just
Basically, you see Froseth rise up again to his 6.5 feet. Now the wounds have completely healed up because he's still faintly glowing with Hazel's healing magic, and backhand comma wonk right in the temple. And with it just makes this noise and falls over. Bonus action.
I'm gonna, even though it didn't do any good last time, I'm gonna do the patient defense thing again to give the other thing disadvantage to hit me.
And you could move.
Would moving up next to it right now provoke any attacks of opportunity, or?
Yes, because you are within 5 feet of it.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, oh, well, I ended that spell. We could. Never mind.
Yeah, but he needs to be in melee range.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
He needs to be in melee range, and if he moves at all, this thing is taking a swing at him.
Oh, right. I forgot if you move out of melee range. Thank you. I'm glad I said something because I needed that reminder. Thank you. I forgot if you move out of melee range.
Yeah.
Clarity. You kind of lost line of sight now is kind of the problem because there's a building in your way.
Yeah. So is Darvin's spell still that one that was
No.
here still in
I
effect?
ended that.
Okay.
Oh, shatter is an instantaneous
Shatter is
boom
a
gone.
boom. Yeah, it's
Oh, okay,
it's not
okay.
like Cloud of Daggers. It doesn't hang around.
It's like a circular thunder wave.
Okay. Can I move here?
You will be provoking an attack of opportunity, but yes.
Um.
But it does get you in melee range and does give you an offhand attack, and you're the only one who's taken fairly minimal damage so far. So
Yeah.
it depends on whether.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so your AC is lower than 19, right?
Yeah.
That was what it rolled on
I'm
the actual.
tiny and squishy.
Yeah, that's
So-
what it rolled on the actual dice. It's another +6.
What in the hell?
You know what my dice are like. I'm sorry, okay? My dice, they love me. It's a thing. Okay, hang on, let me just. Thankfully, it's at least just the one. Unlike Froseth, who was getting.
Like, Dudley was getting 2-shot every single swing.
Oh, fine.
That's 11 points of slashing damage as this thing
Okay.
flails as you get into position.
Okay, I'm gonna stab it with my acid dagger.
Okay. Roll damage.
Wow. Nice.
18, and then
Damn.
that's 6 piercing, 3 acid, and then sneak attack. 7.
Okay, so that's
Go, Clarity, go. Hit it.
After this, we're hobbling quickly back.
Yeah.
Bravely run away.
yeah. Okay. Bonus action.
Bonus action. I'm gonna stab it again. 10.
That misses. That he manages.
Okay.
It manages to get the barnacle sword in the way of your offhand swing.
Okay.
Top of the round, Darvin.
All right. Well, now that I'm close enough, I'm going to. Let's see. Where's problem is there's no clear spots for me to get to, without provoking an attack of opportunity myself.
Well, you could kind of probably scrunch around Clarity, but you'd be moving to within melee range. But then again, you'd be anyway. Fact is,
Because
no, it had its reaction. Oh no,
Oh!
because
Yeah.
no, because that was last round.
right, this is a whole new
It
round.
gets one reaction per round.
Right. So yeah.
Doesn't it go after clarity?
Good point. Well made. Thanks for that.
Sorry. Whoops.
Oh, it already went.
No,
Oh, no,
that
it got
was
the
a
attack of
reaction.
opportunity. My bad.
That was a reaction. So
My bad.
it's going after Clarity because Clarity is now directly in its face with daggers.
Oh no.
What is your AC out of interest?
15.
It rolled higher both times, just on the dice alone.
It's fine.
My dice hate all of you, apparently.
We
And the
know why-
RNG hates me today.
That's 21 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
Obviously, I am unconscious.
Darvin.
Well, in that case, I'm going to move forward, get where.
Well, you can now more or less be
Yeah,
be more
where
or less
clarity
on top
is,
of
essentially.
Clarity, but
Yeah, exactly what I was doing.
That is it's not going to use its reaction for an attack of opportunity just because it's a little bit busy going. Well, more.
And I'm going to attack it with rapier.
Go for it.
Where did my character sheet go? I just popped it. There it is. At one point, my monitor turned off and it made my windows go all wonky, so I lost track of where things were. Rapier. Nine.
That unfortunately misses.
Trying to avoid stepping on clarity
yeah,
and
try.
damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. Hazel.
Okay. Going to start with a bonus action this time. Second level healing word to Clarity.
Okay.
So that'll be 2d4 plus 8.
Okay.
No, wait, not plus 8. 2d4 plus second level plus 7. And 10.
It's better than you were doing.
Yay!
And no, you will not. You will not have to apply salve because the wounds are now closed before anything could really seep.
Liv!
Okay.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up!
That was your bonus action. What is your action?
Let's see. Oh. One of those left.
Come on. What are you gonna do?
I'm casting Aid.
On.
All 3 fellow party members.
Okay.
They all gain 5 additional hit points.
Okay. And that's temporary, guys, not
Temporary hit
heals.
points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's differentiated from healing. Your maximum and current increase by 5 for the duration, which means they'll come back, but it's not strictly speaking a heal.
I just buffed you guys by 5. I'm going to plunk in the spell card to have it there.
Well, if you're lucky, you'll get it down before it does too much more damage to you.
Yeah.
Key problem with that statement. If.
I am out of 2nd levels.
Same.
Okay. Because Tentacle bitch is now, Ding Dong the bitch is dead. Furseth!
Let's smack it. See what I can see if we can bring it down. 15.
Roll damage. Technically, you're supposed to be at disadvantage for everything, but we'll say it's adrenaline right now, and it'll kick in after this combat's over.
Okay. 5 slashing, 3 fire.
Okay, bonus action.
Using my last key point, and I am going to do Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
I think that'll hit.
That'll definitely hit. Roll
22.
damage. Okay.
4. And the second one, same thing. 22.
Okay.
Jeebus.
Damage.
Same damage.
Same damage. Okay. Yeah, it's starting to look a little bruised, kind of. It certainly doesn't sound happy.
Getting a bit squidgy. Not in the nice way.
Clarity.
So it's looking bruised, but it's looking pretty hardy still. Okay.
Well, it's hard to tell because it's got bits of skin sort of festering and sloughing off it anyway. So
I'm going to try out color spray.
okay. And go ahead and post the spell card for the edification of others. I have my book.
Okay.
Been so many
Hold
years,
on.
I forgot what that did.
Because I have it set to put up the regular thing. So let me hold on.
You guys are gonna have so many fun stories to tell Nora when you guys.
We are never
You
attacking
die.
anything without you ever again.
Okay, here we go.
We have determined Roseth is not a tank in any way, shape.
So I roll 60-10, and the total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect. And there doesn't appear to be a save.
Blinds.
Well, roll 60-10.
$42.
Well, it definitely affects it, so it's blinded, so it's at disadvantage to hits from this point on, and because there's nothing else for it to affect. And unless you rolled unutterably low, that was going to be a foregone conclusion anyway. So you guys watch as Clarity basically being up in its face, holds out a hand, and this blinding spray of colors lands directly in this thing's face. It kind of like world's most unhealthy looking disco ball.
It literally has kaleidoscope eyes.
I will smite you. It is its turn, and it is going to at least try to.
Oh, I got up
you got a bonus
with
action.
half my movement. And I don't think. Well, I'm kind of low, so I'll get up with half my movement, and as a bonus action, I'll disengage and move back one space.
Okay. Very smart thinking, because it was immediately going to go for you. So instead, it's going to swing for what he probably thinks is you. That would be Darvin. Luckily for you, first attack on disadvantage was a natural 1.
Yep.
What's your AC?
It is 14.
Second one does, however, hit. So you're too busy. This thing swings wide, and you're too busy laughing at it to dodge when the second one hits you broadside across the chest, dealing 10 points of slashing damage. It's that
Okay.
multi-attack that's a bitch, guys. Really.
Yeah.
Which means, top of the round, Darvin.
Bonus action. Smear some real quick. And I will take a swing.
Stab it, stab it, stab it, stab it, stab it!
Did things have advantage on it since it can't see?
Mm-mm.
It has,
okay.
it has disadvantage to attack.
Okay.
The main reason for that is because AC is as much what your armor is as how fast you can dodge.
Right. I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm just explaining it so that I can get the thought process through in my own head to make sure I understand it personally.
Like their rules on site are a little weird.
Roll damage.
Oh, okay.
You stab it.
11 piercing and 3 radiant.
Nice.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
It doesn't like radiant, dude.
How tall is it? I'm curious.
It's about humanoid height. It's not that big. It's just unnaturally strong.
And pointy for some reason.
Right? Then I'm gonna get it straight through whatever passes for its heart.
Oh,
As payback, yeah, ow! Yeah.
and as he does that, the thing is
So it's
probably
smear-
listing for another swing, just as Darvin catches it directly through the chest. The radiant glow suggests that quite possibly its heart was very, very briefly on fire before it fell down.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that to be quite so bright. I wasn't expecting to go, and it.
Yeah, well, to
Well,
be
it
fair, you
worked.
wouldn't still be holding the rapier like that, because you'd either you'd have to withdraw
Oh, yeah,
or your
in and
hand would
back
be
out.
pulled back. And
Right.
your sword is the thing is that it was covered with a sort of a dark, icky substance that was meant to be blood, but as you watch, it sort of starts burning off with that shimmer on the blade brightens. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, good.
But you just see it go off into this black steam as the shimmer brightens.
Okay,
Just
good
so.
to know the power of the gods works wonders.
Note to self: hug Jenna. Find the
Also
arm.
praise Palar.
Clarity's going over to Froseth. Oh my god, I am so sorry. Are you okay?
To be fair, you're back to full hit
sorry.
points, but you're exhausted right now.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
that hurt
We're leaving.
a lot.
We going back. We going
Yeah.
so far back, way back. Go back to the inn. Go back to the inn. Back to the piecemeal. Back to the piecemeal. Now,
Yes.
Yes.
as quickly and quietly as possible.
Okay, I hesitate to say this when one of you is still at disadvantage. Roll me stealth.
And
23, finally.
And
Okay. Right. I need to roll too. Sorry. Space for a second watching everybody else's rolls. 9! For
Oh,
one
no.
single blow.
You're still holding up rapier, which in this
Yeah, I'm
fog
still like-
is and the noises are kind of increasing in intensity. There's more of the and from above. You
Put
can
that away, put that
actually
away, put that away,
hear
put that away, put that away.
beating of wings that are at once leathery and kind of that same gelatinous of the walls. Roll me perception, all of you.
I don't want to. I don't know if I want to see this thing.
16.
Natural
20
20.
from clarity. Holy crap.
9.
Perception. Where'd it go? There it is. Perception. 17.
Hazel is the only one who does not see it. She's too busy pushing people along, going, move, move, move. And the main reason she's nudging is that you guys look up. It's approximately the size of a bus, or in this case, 2 wagons hitched together. Two of the really big. It's got what appear to be 4 wings that look like they are kind of dripping.
Yeah.
There's something that's vaguely reminiscent of a beak. It looks like it's made of a more solid form of that black ichor that's climbing up the walls, and it's overflying.
Fun.
Yeah, that is the point at which Clarity in particular is going, run now.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Go. Go.
Still
Full tilt.
jumping. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Eventually, you do get back to the piecemeal without incident.
Oh, thank you.
And Francine is... remember, Hazel doesn't know what they've seen. Just... And Francine is like, what the bloody hell happened to you people? Obviously, bad things, but... You three, look...
We are never going anywhere without Nora ever again.
This was a bad plan. 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 Do you have any whiskey left, please? Hell, I'll drink the turpentine.
Well, keep that for wounds, lad. But you're in luck. We've been trying to keep people out of the whiskey because water was a thing. We didn't want people getting dehydrated. So, not
Okay.
too much mind, because you might have to.
Just a belt. Just a belt. Just a...
And gives him a knock. Hazel thinks this might be a little, because again, didn't see it. This might be going a bit overboard.
What? What did you guys see?
Giant demony bird thing with black stuff.
4 wings.
What?
Very flappy.
You know the cards.
I hate you.
You know. Hazel. The cart that Mama took to the market. Put 2 of those put side by side, or is it back to back or side by side?
Well, back to back lengthwise, and even that's just the main body.
Put 2 of those, and big, and 4 wings, and big, piggy, and it was Oh
What is that,
God!
dragon?
And Francine is going, and you're a bard.
Yeah, and when I calm down and have a second, I can come up with a better description. But for right now, wow!
Process just sits at a table, wham, head goes down, and he's like,
Passes out.
almost. Still kind of aware, but
You got
We had
Francine.
the worst of it.
You got Francine going. We do family secret this, but we do have something that might help with that. You'll still need a night's rest to sleep it off, but better than I think you'd normally have for recovery time for this. Puts down this vial of your green tea globes. This is
Yep.
virulent. This is brighter green.
What the hell?
This is this tiny vial about that big. It is insanely green.
It's glowing.
Sets it on the table and walks away.
Is that glowing? It's green. Really green.
stares at it for a moment, decides she's probably not trying to kill him, and drinks it.
Yeah, that you will still be at exhaustion disadvantage for the rest of the day until your next long rest, but it won't take the 2 that it normally would, and there is no way in hell you're taking a watch tonight, because
No.
once you're asleep with this stuff, you're out.
Okay.
You basically just took it and are now.
No, he's awake
Oh,
for
it
the
doesn't-
time. He's awake for the time being. But part of the reason that his disadvantage is still there is because it's now that kind of drunk level of tired rather than
Mhm.
specifically.
Oh, that level of
Yeah, pretty much. But it's better than he was feeling before.
So okay. We have a 4-winged dragon thing.
More bird than dragon.
It's big enough that it stopped counting as a bird.
Probably.
Wasn't really scaly, but okay. Splitting hairs. Or birds.
feathers.
Darvin? Crap. Calm.
Yeah, that look was like you said, Darvin, and that look was just, if that finger comes anywhere near me.
Yeah.
That's what that look was.
Grabbed by the shoulders and slowly rocked back and forth a little.
Now I'm just confused.
Bip.
No, come on, that was just nose boop. Boop.
And now I'm going to run over to Clarity and latch onto her and just not let go.
She doesn't really respond. She's sort of spacing out and staring at Froseth and kind of worriedly.
I mean, to be fair, if you were aiming for Froseth, it was a nice shot.
Wow,
I don't
really?
find that very funny, Darvin.
Francine actually upside Darvin's head.
Ah!
And just walks away.
I earned that.
I am going to stay wrapped around the rogue.
And as we've come to about that time, this is around the point at which Nora will walk in. Thankfully, it's sort of come to mid-afternoonish, so you can probably justify bunkering down overnight. Oh, you poor, poor darlings. We will pick up next session when Nora gets to come back and hear about how we lost another life ward. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.